Go ahead, Jay.
I was just going to say earlier on, you said that the third scrimmage would be more of a walkthrough, but to me, untrained eye, it looked like there was a lot more.
Yeah, we had a little change of plans. We went into camp with the plan of trying to get a lot of game situations, a lot of playing time, just to try to develop experience because of how young we are. And this close to the season, you're always nervous about getting guys banged up, and it's a constant debate of how much live stuff do you do to get your team ready, and how much do you put your guys at risk by going live. So we did a little bit more ones versus twos. We gave the first team about 10 less reps today than we did the previous two scrimmages. And we had more of a rotation with that group. So everybody got a good 25, 30 live reps, and some guys got 40 or 50. But knock on wood, I think we came out of it healthy, which was really the most important thing.
And the reason for the extra work was you still are fine-tuning quite a bit.
Well, there's a lot of positions. For the most part, we pretty much know who's starting, but we're not sure who the rotation. Who's the third, who's the fourth, where are we on special teams, who's going to travel. Of the 25 freshmen that we signed that are all with us, who's going to redshirt and who's not going to redshirt. And that's, we let some of the twos and the threes play it out a little bit longer so we can evaluate them, so we can make those decisions.
How does this change your schedule then for the next couple of weeks? Will it still be focused on practice?
Well, no, obviously the week before Troy, the entire focus will be on Troy. I believe you can introduce an opponent too early. If you introduce it 2 weeks out, I think by the time the game gets here.
I was watching you. You're all right. Yes, that was right.
He's going to be a starting kicker too. I don't know if he wants to take shots at me out here, but I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought because I got
introduce an opponent too early.
Yeah, you can introduce an opponent too early. Well, it's great that you guys listen. You don't rely on the tape recorder. I think that if you introduce an opponent 2 weeks, it's 3 days before the game, and they're tired of them. Mm-hmm. And so what we do next week is some of it is areas that we need to work on and get better, and then half of it we'll start introducing things that Troy does without necessarily saying this is Troy.
Okay.
And then about probably next Friday, we'll get an extra 2 or 3 days on Troy. So it's like really a week and a half preparation, and then we'll take 2 or 3 days and start introducing concepts.
Based on what you've seen, not just today, but in the weeks leading up, including today, what are those concerns that you're going to focus on?
Well, I think at times on offense, just a sense of urgency in getting lined up. That we've had a good tempo most of camp, and then sometimes you get into games and you're playing the 30th, 40th snap, and the substitution isn't as fast as it needs to be, and there's an alignment issue, and then you try to change a play, and now you're dealing with a delay of game. And I think the big thing we have to work on is just keep stressing game tempo, is trying to play fast. On offense, we use a lot of different tempos, and you want to have the ability to use all those tempos, and if guys don't sprint to the line of scrimmage and get lined up as soon as they need to, you lose some of your ability to change things up. And I think on defense, it's just playing with more consistency. At times our defense really looked good today and looked fast. I think we cut down on the amount of mental breakdowns that we've had. It was probably as clean a scrimmage as we've had a long time on defense. But I don't know if we're always playing at the same level of intensity that we need to go through a 12-game season.
Pate out today and Eugene Cooper in for most of his time. Would that be correct?
Yeah, and again, a lot of it is we wanted to get Coop reps. I think he's going to be in the rotation and playing, and he's never played before. And Prani, we're just erring on the side of caution. He's a fifth-year senior. He's played, and I didn't think there was going to be a huge benefit to getting him 10 or 15 reps. After everything he's been through to come back, him and Willie, we just put those guys on the shelf. The biggest competition right now is for the second tailback position, and so we wanted to let both of those guys run with the ones and see how they functioned.
Immediate snap judgment on that. Did you like Hopgood or Geiger better, or still don't know?
There's some things that when Jordan Hopgood has the ball are very exciting and very dynamic. I think Eric has played running back longer, and he's a little bit more, he knows what he's doing. So I really think it's a situation that, if Willie would go down, those two would probably split the game. And to rest Willie, it might be situational. It might be if it's a third down protection situation, it might be more Eric. If it's something that, hey, you're throwing the ball, it's a 2-minute drill, it might be Jordan just because his training's as a wide receiver. And so I think there's both different things they bring to the table, and they would both play.
What about Lane? He was in a cast or a boot?
Yeah, we got to find out what's going on with that. His foot was bothering him and swelled up a little bit, and we just need to find out, if that's going to be a 2 or 3 day thing or a 2 or 3 week deal.
Just wanted to know also whose iPod you were channeling today.
You know what? I let the players pick that, and we're not doing it to entertain them. We're doing it because a lot of our communication, okay, there's verbal ways of doing it, and there's other ways, and we need to make sure the players aren't relying on the verbal. That when there's a call made, that there's got to be a confirmation of a call, and we wanted them to have to work like there's a crowd, so we do that to give a crowd effect or a noise effect, not so they're dancing on the sidelines. I don't know any of the music they play. I go up there and I listen to Steve Tyrell and and guys like that. So
I didn't hear any
yeah,
of that,
it's generally speaking, they don't let me pick the music, and that's one that I give them that one.
Very good.